He is also facing trial in all those cases. So of course, to him, this acquittal is a great advantage.
It has overturned the order of the Honorable of the Sessions Court, but grounds, what they've taken on what basis they have done, we have no idea because we've not been supplied with a copy of the judgment. We'll be able to tell you later. But what I believe the grounds what we put forward have been taken into consideration and hence the appeal is allowed. Mr. Pandher is a free man. So far as this case is concerned, he is acquitted. The case was not whether Mr. Pandher was entirely in Australia or not. We're talking about the instant case, we don't want to talk about the rest of the cases, but when this incident happened, Mr. Pandher was in Australia. Admittedly, that was the case of the prosecution. Charge sheet, they say that because Mr. Pandher was not in India, there is no question of his involvement, therefore he was given a clean chit. And that clean chit has been maintained by the Honorable High Court by acquitting us from all the charges in the instant case.
Alright, Pranshu, our correspondent, now joins us live from Allahabad. Pranshu, as we understand now that Maninder Singh Pandher has been acquitted in this particular case of the Rimpa Haldar murder case, what does this mean for him now? Can his counsel apply for bail based on this judgment that has come out, and what bearing will it have on other cases pending against him?
Well, see, clearly there are around 17 such cases related to this entire Nithari killings. This is one of the cases, and the direct impact on other cases is I mean, that is not very much sure. The counsels, both of the Nithari accused and also the counsels of the Pandher, they clearly say that this entire proceedings, the judgment of today, is not going to have an impact on the other cases which are still under trial in the court. But as far as the bail is concerned, though he has been acquitted in this case, he is already charge sheeted in other cases. He is behind the bars. He hasn't got the requisite bail in the other cases. So the chances of his coming out at any near moment, that's a very absolute. So therefore, he's all slated to be behind the bars. But yes, one thing is there: the entire observations which the court has made, the way it has overturned the judgment of the lower court, that will clearly have a bearing on the mind on the courts when it comes for the hearing and pronouncing judgment in the other cases. So therefore, it will have to keep this particular judgment of the Allahabad High Court in mind. So that is one thing which the counsels, of course, are not very willing to say or comment. But yes, this entire observations, that will somehow impact the proceedings in the remaining cases related to Nithari killings.
Alright, Pandher reporting from Allahabad. Thanks very much for joining us with that update. Let's also go across over the telephone line now to Bhavtosh, our correspondent, who joins us from New Delhi. Bhavtosh, what does this judgment mean for the family of Rimpa Haldar and also for the families of the other victims whose cases are still pending?
Well, a big setback for Rimpa Haldar's family, but Khalid Khan, the lawyer, has said that they would approach against the Allahabad High Court verdict in the Supreme Court. As for the other 5 families, it's also a big setback for them because now the trial court or the special CBI court will pass its judgment using the Allahabad High Court order as a reference point, because the Allahabad High Court has made it clear that the evidence presented by CBI absolves Maninder Singh Pandher of the charges of murder and rape, because the CBI, while filing the charge sheet in 17 cases, have given a clean sheet to Pandher, claiming that it has carried out one of the best scientific investigation, and at no point of time they managed to gather any evidence against him. In fact, they said that Pandher always used to give perfect alibi. In case of Rimpa Haldar, his passport clearly showed that he was in Australia, in fact in Canberra, when the crime was committed. So it's a long battle ahead for the Nithari victims' family. Clearly, they will have to now approach the Supreme Court with a fresh set of evidence and petition.
Alright, Bhavtosh, thanks very much for joining us with that information. And we've also been speaking to other senior legal experts and getting in their reactions as to their perspective towards this judgment.
In fact, the CBI was very clearly of the view that Pandher had no knowledge of what was being done by his servant. And the CBI, after painstaking investigation, had done this. But I do not know why, whether there was any media pressure on account of which he got entangled in the case at a later stage by the court itself. There was room for sufficient doubt in the mind of the High Court whether he in fact was aware of the goings on and exactly what was being done by his servant.
Well, I think it is, justice has to be done somewhere. And if the investigating agency felt that there was no evidence against him and he had a good alibi, the High Court must have really gone into the matter and seen that actually there is no evidence. I don't know whether the investigation was we can't talk about the investigation presently because I don't have the papers before me. But I think the investigating agency had all along had this, that they were not able to get any evidence against the fellow.
Alright, let's get into modern news now from Washington. Home Minister